and apple fritters." "Oh," Shayna said on a gasp as she opened the window. "Wow, those are some really hot wheels you're sporting, Gabby." The young woman couldn't stop gawking at the shiny new Range Rover. "Thank you." Nervous, Gabriella tried to hand the girl the money. Instead of taking the cash, the young woman studied Gabriella as if seeing something she wasn't supposed to. I get it. This is one of those makeup gifts, isn't it?" "I guess you could call it that," Gabriella said. She gathered her scarf closer around her neck. "Stop asking questions and just give me the donuts." "I'm in a bit of a hurry, Shayna." "I knew it was a makeup gift. I need to find me a honey who can afford a new Range Rover. You are so lucky." Shayna giggled. "You have no idea," Gabriella said under her breath, and tried once again to pay for her order. Shayna finally took the money and handed over the fresh treats and coffees. "I hope you and Mr. Sadler enjoy breakfast." "Okay, thanks." Gabriella carefully set the box on the luxurious leather passenger seat. After placing the coffees in the cup holders, she steered the SUV away without another word. All she wanted was to be alone to enjoy her donuts. As she pulled out of the lot, she fished out a Bavarian cream. She scarfed down the fresh fried dough in 3 bites and washed it down with some of the sweet coffee. Feeling a bit better, she headed toward the market. Today was Thursday, and Thursday was designated as grocery shopping day. As she parked at the far end of the lot, her phone rang. She reluctantly pulled the phone from her purse and cringed at the name on the display. "Hello?" "Where are you?" Brent asked in his cool, controlling voice. "I'm almost at the market." Her stomach knotted as she sat there staring at the building in question. Her mouth watered as her fingers worked the donut box lid off. One of the apple fritters screamed her name. It was all she could do not to dig in at that moment, but he would know what she was doing. She didn't feel up to the tongue lashing that would surely follow. "You have 1 hour to be back home." Brent hung up. "I hate you," she whispered into the phone before throwing it back in her purse. She moved her seat back to make room for the donut box on her lap, and then indulged in the remaining treats. She loved the privacy of the tinted windows on the silver Range Rover. It made her feel like she was in her own bubble. She refrained from inhaling the apple fritter in 3 bites. She savored each bite and then continued on to the homemade strawberry jam-filled one. It practically melted in her mouth. She washed the lemon curd-filled donut down with the rest of the first cup of coffee. Trying to fill the void in her life, she moved through the donuts until the box was empty and both coffees were drained. Then the dread of what she had just done pointed its disapproving finger at her. After taking a few difficult breaths, Gabriella checked for donut crumbs and reapplied her lip gloss. Easing out of her vehicle, she gathered her trash and placed it in the receptacle she had purposely parked beside. Just as she entered the sliding doors of the market, a wave of nausea and dizziness from the donut binge rushed over her. As she worked to regain her composure, she glanced at her surroundings. Standing at the produce area near the entrance was a group of local hens, clucking away. She couldn't avoid them. They had already spotted her, and there was no escape. "Look who just waddled through the door." The tall brunette named Junie smirked. "What in the world does Brent see in Gabby? I mean, really, look at her." Sarah wrinkled her nose. "What?" asked their clueless friend, Hannah. "I think she looks like a porcelain doll with that creamy skin and beautiful hair." She shrugged as the other two laughed. "More like a fat porcelain doll," Junie said. "Hello, Gabby. Honey, I just love that scarf. It really makes that big old trench coat pop," Junie said in her sweetest voice as she watched Gabriella grab a cart. Gabriella barely glanced at them as she walked over to the tomato section. She tried to force the tears to stay at bay. "Thank you," she mumbled. She wasn't stupid, but she didn't feel up to being sassy back.